Yo, what's going on, boys? It's your man back with another figure review. So today I have to give a quick little bit of a disclaimer. You may hear cat noises, cat screaming, cat scratching. There's a man on the other side of the door that wants in, but he cannot have it. So just a little disclaimer, if you hear it, that's what it is. But getting into the real subject of this video, today we have, I'm pretty sure it's the Battle of the Bands, Marty McFly Neca figure from Back to the Future, I think the first one. Now, I've been buying these Back to the Future figures for a little bit now, and this was actually the original one that made me want to buy them. And it wasn't even my first one because I could never find it. But now we found it, and I gotta say, it is a really good figure. Really good. I think the only problem I really have is this face sculpts. Because I feel like these expressions are so bad. Like, this is not the face I'd want Marty McFly to be having. It fits, I mean, I guess the other one fits pretty well, but this one is just kind of weird. Not a big fan of it. But we'll get to the accessories when we get to them. First, to take a quick look at the box. Here we have the Battle of the Bands auditions. The holding sticky tab on this one is broken, so it won't stay shut. I actually really do like the covers, I guess, for these boxes, the Back to the Future ones. It seems a lot of just like book covers, magazines, like posters. I think it's cool, and it gives the boxes a good look when there's a million of them in the Target. And I think they all have a nice fit together again, too. Just like all of NECA stuff, they like to make them fit together all kind of as one. All right. Bringing this man back in, we'll look at the paint and sculpt of this big guy right now. So the paint and sculpt on the head, it's not bad, the paint, but like I said, I'm not a fan of the sculpt. I think it's just a weird facial expression. I kind of would have rather had like a, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe the facial expression. Just not this one. This doesn't fit. On the jacket, I don't know what kind of material this is. It's sculpted really nicely. The paint is all there. I like the wrinkles. They all look really good. And even with NECA doing double jointed elbows like this, I don't think it really breaks the sculpt that bad. Sometimes when they're bent, they don't look the best. But unbent, just standing there, I don't think the jacket looks bad at all. It looks like he's actually wearing a jacket instead of some figures how to look like someone just has the colored sleeves of a jacket. This one actually looks like he's wearing a jacket. And oh yeah, and you can see he's got that clear see-through hand for when he starts to disappear. And he does have accessories to go along with that. And he does have another face. I don't think this face fits the best for, I guess, looking at his hand disappearing. But the other one fits very nicely. Of course, he's got another hand, I guess, just holding it. And he's got the watch molded into the arm. The Doc Brown actually had the wrist watch molded into the hand. And I kind of would rather have it on the arm than on the actual hand itself, because it just kind of makes it easier to interchange them. But that's just me. The shirt underneath with his suspenders looks really good. And the one problem I have with the sculpt is I think the jeans, I don't know, it's just something about them. They don't look real. They kind of look too tight, I guess. They kind of look like they're skin tight, and I don't really like that. It might just be the design, though. I'm not sure. The movie he might look like that in the movie. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a hefty amount of time. On the pants here, they actually have the pockets molded down. Like, instead of usual butt cheeks, we have the whole pocket, which would inhibit back, but with the material it's made of, it does not matter. The shoes are all nice. I think the paint and sculpt is probably the best part about this figure, because when it gets to the accessories especially, it's definitely really good. So we'll go over articulation next. Bringing this man up. He looks up pretty far. The collar of the jacket doesn't really get in the way, but it will get warped if you hold it like that. It looks down, not bad. Of course, you got your pivot side to side all the way around, a nice double ball peg like usual. At the shoulders, they go up. Let me put it arm straight very nicely. It looks a little weird. It looks a little funky with the ball joint popping out and the thin arm, but it doesn't look that bad. Of course, you get your all the way around. Nothing is inhibited here. At the elbow, there's a swivel at the top. You got your double joint, which works pretty good. It seems like it works a little bit less than usual, which is a little weird. Maybe it's just the sculpting of the jacket gets in the way. Then there's another swivel at the bottom part of the double joint here. Then at the wrist, we just got our usual hinge and swivel. The hands are a little, I don't even know how you'd explain it. They kind of feel weird and flimsy. I just say be careful with them. Fragile sounds more like the better word to use. They seem fragile. There is some sort of waist articulation in there. It's just with all these layers built up, it doesn't really work that well. There might be a ball joint in there like usual, I'm thinking. Then there is no rotation though. You really can't get any rotation the way he has his shirt tucked in. It just doesn't work. At the legs here, he kicks forward, oof, pretty nicely. It's the usual rubber kind of diaper piece with Neca, so you got to be careful kicking forward. It could get like stuck like that, and it could warp it again, just like the coat. Oof, he goes back pretty decently for all that butt cheek meat that he sculpted at the top there. He actually kicks out to the side very well. Some really good leg articulation on this figure. It actually looks like it might be a different ball joint scheme than usual. Might have to look into that. And then he does have a slight thigh swivel. The cut is not wide enough for normal like that, but you can see it a lot better there. Nice thigh swivel. At the knee, ooh, single jointed bend. Doesn't really work as good as the rest of the articulation, but still nice. Then, of course, you got your swivel there, so you can do the stanky leg or fall like a Family Guy character. Then at the ankle here, again, forgot to mention it, but he actually does have socks sculpted in, all the high detail. Foot goes forward that far, back pretty well. Then a nice little bit of ankle pivot. It's always nice to have a little bit of ankle pivot. All right, so moving on next to the accessories. This guy has a whole heap. Well, it's not really a heap, but he has a nice handful of good accessories. So I'm moving this guy out of the way. First thing we'll look at is we'll do the face. So here is the other head sculpt. It looks pretty decent. This is the one I'd prefer to use, the more kind of shocked expression. I feel like this one is probably for using the guitar, and then this one is probably for looking at the disappearing hand. Like, I think that looks pretty good. I just wish we got more of a, I'd say, neutral head sculpt, because if you want to just have him standing there, we don't really have hands to do it or head to do it. But I guess that's probably for a different Marty McFly is the one you're supposed to buy if you want to have like a standing around one. Because I'm guessing all the accessories are interchangeable. Like you could probably put a different Marty McFly's head and hands on this one. It might not look right, but I think they're all interchangeable. So next we'll go over some hands. He comes with this kind of gripping hand for the guitar. And then he comes with the hand holding the pick. And the one problem I have with this is that the paint on mine is a little bit sloppy. There's some silver paint on the fingers, but it's really not that bad. And you can't even see it unless you're looking at it up close. But these two hands, oh, just dropped that one. But these two hands right here go with the good electric guitar right here, which I think looks amazing. I know he did come with those hands on with a different Marty McFly, and he came with a different, smaller guitar. But I was waiting for this one to come out. And I think the detail on the guitar is unbelievable. All the strings, the knobs, and dials are all there. It looks like it could be a real guitar. And I think a lot of the time, figure companies, well, at least Funko, when they make their stringed instruments, I couldn't even think of it there. But when they make their stringed instruments, the strings often look like they're doubled up and they look really, really bad. But on this one, it looks pretty good. All the lines are clean, and even though it's not actually there, it looks like there are strings, and the paint they use is really nice too. The back, even they got the little panels on the back that you unscrew. The detail is unbelievable. And this, you can use these hands to grab it right at the top there, and you got this hand, you go banging it out. And it is easy to interchange the hands on this guy. It's probably one of the easiest ones. The pegs, again, are small, fragile. I say be very careful. But all you got to do, just smack it in there, and now he's ripping it up. But then, as you can see, you could probably understand more why I don't like the face sculpt. It just looks weird. I feel like it's not a guitar-playing face sculpt. But, you know, what are you going to do? Buy another Marty McFly. That's what you're going to do. All right, we'll move him out of the way. We got a couple more accessories to go. So we'll do the paper accessories now. These ones are probably going to be hard to see. But right here, we have the picture of him and his family. You can barely even tell what it is. Even, oh no, it's upside down. Hold on. All right, that explains a lot. You can see there he is. I think his brother and sister are supposed, or his family is supposed to be next to him. You can tell by the pants. You can see the jeans. I think it looks really, really good though. And for the size, it came out pretty clean for something that small. It came out very nicely. And here, the other piece of paper, I guess, is some newspaper. Save the, wait, hold on. Is this the right one? Do I have the right one? Hold on. I don't know. Right now, I'm just gonna say that is the right one. He comes with something else, but for some reason, I feel like that's the Doc Brown newspaper. So we'll just continue on, and if there's more, I'll probably just add a little clip at the end saying if it's the right piece of paper or not. But the last accessory he comes with here is the headphones and then the cassette player, which I think is a really cool accessory to have, because not only can you use it for the actual Marty McFly, but you can put this on like Napa, anybody. The cat is there, please don't mind. But the detail on this is really nice too. The cassette player is probably the best looking part. The paint is quite clean and it looks really nice too. I like the silver. The only problem is with these, the plastic doesn't do well in the box and it comes out all kind of wrinkly and warpy. It happened the same thing with the Doc Brown goggles. You just kind of have to flatten them out a little bit. And the more you use them, the better they look. I just haven't used them a lot. You know, we'll try them out on here. Bring the man over. See? Ooh, dropped him. You just plop him on his head like that. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. But you could probably make it look decent. I think it's a cool accessory to have. And that is it for accessories. I think he comes with a very good handful, and besides the fact that the hands and heads are kind of weird, I think it's definitely got enough accessories to make it by. It can stand on its own as its own Marty McFly. So we'll do some comparisons now, and I guess we'll just start with the FNAF figures. We have, I bought a second Frost Bear and he came in the mail, so now we have a complete Frost Bear. Then just because I had him out, we got a Springtrap. And this kind of shows the scale. This guy is short in general, I guess, but he fits pretty nicely for scale. I think I like the height they put him at, and it looks pretty good around most figures. So now moving the FNAFO figures. And now we'll get to some more usual stuff, the Neca. We've got my other Back to the Future figure, my man Doc Brown. And then just another Neca figure. We have Ashley Williams, for those who don't know. And this guy, he really is just the usual of, it's a great looking Neca figure. They all look good together. That Ash looks pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's going on with him. But the other two guys look really good. And I think that's when they look really good together. You could have him looking down. You could have him hold up his invisible hand like they're both looking at it. Fun fact, that is the exact pose I had on the shelf. Well, Doc Brown was looking down somewhere, but you can get the point. It looks really good. And I think both of, why am I getting rid of the wrong person? I think both of them look really, really good too. Especially when you get them together, that's when they start to shine. And now for just two more random comparisons. We got a Marvel Legends Ghost Rider, and then I think that's part 4 Jason, which I really like that movie. I recommend you watch it if you have not. And I think he looks really good with just random figures. And I think this guy, you don't even have to ask if he'd fit on a display, because even just the character Marty McFly alone, he's so iconic. I think him and Doc Brown could fit on any shelf ever. Literally, you just a grocery store shelf, they fit. That's all I got, but they fit. They fit everywhere you think you could put them. And I really like that, because it's probably gonna get a lot of not to be rude, but it's gonna get a lot of older people maybe to buy them, because they're like, yo, I like Back to the Future, that's cool. And then there you go, it's cool. So getting these guys out of the way, I'll say a couple of words on some final thoughts here, but you could probably expect where it's going. I do really like this figure. The couple of problems I have with it get outshined by like the accessories and some of the other stuff he comes with, and I think that's it's all right. He's a really good figure overall, and even though he has some pretty bad head sculpts, I would definitely recommend it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really don't have an idea of what's going to come up next. This is going to go up on Tuesday, and I would like to put something up on Thursday, but I'm not sure if I'll have something to do. I have to look around a little bit, check the back stock to see what we got. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.